Hi guys, we're the Bias Bros, and this is our final sound presentation. I'm Yamini, the sound engineer, and with me I have Michaela, Celeste, and CJ.
Our video's main thesis is as follows. My-side bias can be reduced by understanding issues on the basis of values and approaching them with my-side bias in mind.
Drawing your attention first to the bottom of this slide, we open with a sequence that has an intense overlap of voices reading the tweets that appear on screen. Suddenly, the sound stops. This serves to capture audience attention, overwhelming them with vocal audio that can't be focused on, then suddenly stopping it as a shock. Next, the Friends theme song plays as the Bias Bros are introduced. This should be a familiar song to the audience and bring an upbeat tone to the video at this point. For the smaller sound details included in this act, we use an ambient hint sound effect to mark transition points, a typing effect when we show a video of a tweet being responded to, a hockey buzzer effect as we pop up an image of blocked stamped out, as well as a dramatic dun dun when we first bring up Twitter. These small sound details serve to add depth to our film and keep the audience engaged as much as possible. Our ambient hit comes back in this section as a transition sound as well as a sound effect upon the appearance of a checkmark. Other sound details for engagement are a typewriter as the definition of my-side bias appears, and clicks and typing sounds as part of a short clip of a tweet being written. We included a segment that is a sort of call and response of Stanovich being the person whose research we largely used for our thesis development. CJ does a voice acting as Stanovich, reading his direct quotes, to which Michaela responds like Stanovich is teaching her. This serves to make our thesis very clear to the audience while also providing the needed background information to our thesis. Next, the video goes in reverse and we're back to the Friends theme again. This clues the audience into another introduction. There's the visual difference of our Twitter profiles over what were our faces, but also a difference in sound. Now, instead of our names, we introduce ourselves as at our Twitter handle. Repeating these sounds with these tweaks adds fresh elements to the video to get the audience engaged and also serves as a reminder to the audience what our project really was about to get them back on track after all the background information given in the sequence before.
The ambient hit sound effect transitions us to the beginning of our 30-day experiment where we go more into detail of how we developed our accounts and reflections we had in the first couple of days. In this, we will have audio recordings of our first couple of day reflections to illustrate how the beginning of the experiment went. This will be accompanied by background music called The Dark Sorcerer to create the dark atmosphere we want to illustrate as we dove deeper into the chaotic world of the pandemic and COVID misinformation.
Throughout Act 5, the topic is slightly darker than the rest of the film, so we will play the song The Dark Sorcerer in the background. Ambient hit continues to make an appearance for our transitions, along with the typewriter effect during the reading of definitions. We also have a few vlogs of us talking to the camera in order to make the film more personable. In an effort to avoid sounding too whiny, we will add a short clip of the world's tiniest violin for comic relief.
Coming to a conclusion after 30 days, there were definitely mixed thoughts, and so that was the focus in this section. In the end, we learned it wasn't about how knowledgeable the Twitter community was, rather how they responded to fear. Using more of a relaxed audio called Calm by Silent Partner, it allowed us to wrap up our project with a peaceful background. Like before, we dubbed our reflections and thoughts with our personal audios, and the ambient hit transition carries us forward.
Bo's monologue ends our movie with some comedic relief. It adds a lighthearted take on all these issues that we talked about throughout the movie that have people with their opinions jumping out left and right. The end.